Hey, what's up guys? Marco here. Today we're going to be breaking down Travis Scott's SYNTH. Hope you enjoyed the video. SYNTH is the 8th track on Travis Scott's latest and 4th studio album, Utopia. To be honest, for me, SYNTH was an enjoyable song at first. However, TikTok got a hold of it and the rest is history. It got overplayed way too quickly, and now I can't even listen to it without screaming SYNTH every second. I mean, it's a good song for parties nevertheless, but I don't know, I just can't listen to it anymore, man, if you get what I mean. So, with that being said, let's move on to the breakdown itself. As always, before starting, here are the producers who worked on this track. Really surprised when I first learned that Travis produced most of this song. Okay, first things first, once in the first studio, we're going to be bumping up the BPM of the track from 130 to 148 beats per minute. Next, let's set up the intro synth. For this synth, I've modified the default serum preset, after which I've added some distortion. Now, we're gonna right click on the pattern tab and we're gonna select render as audio clip. Now, after exporting the pattern, we're gonna send it to the mixer, where we're gonna add fruity parametric EQ2, fruity fast distortion, fruity chorus and RC20 retro color. And now, to make the synth sound even more accurate to the original one, we're gonna right click on the channel pitch and we're gonna select create automation clip. Now, we're gonna create these small variations or bumps on the line to make a smooth pitch shift. So, once we're done with the pitch shifting, we're gonna adjust the main synth according to the original song. In the end, the layout should look like this. Now, we're gonna select all of these fragments and we're gonna stick them all together in Edison, cause if we don't, once it changes from one fragment to another, it sounds like this. Yeah, we don't want that. So, after sticking them all together in one big fragment, the main synth sounds like this. Moving on, we're gonna add an intro bass. Here I've gone with the dark sub preset found in Xenology Pro, to which I added the fruity parametric EQ2 to get rid of some unwanted frequencies. Moving on, we're gonna add a riser which goes directly into the first verse. Okay, verse number 1. First, let's start with the synth. Here, I modified the default serum preset using basic shapes for oscillator A and analog BD scene for oscillator B. And in the mixer, I've added fruity chorus, fruity flanger and RC20 retro color. There's also a second pattern coming later on. Next, I've added a sub-bass preset, being this is Daily bass. Now, before going to the other synths and more complicated elements, let's move on to the drums. Starting with the hi-hat, where we have this identical preset. Next, we're gonna add a Good Morning snare. It's named this way because that's the same snare used in Kanye's Good Morning. Moving on, we're gonna add this Gatsby clap, which I'm pretty sure is identical, if not, it's very similar. Following up, we're gonna add the open hat. Here we have this classic open hat preset. And now, the last element, composing the drums, the kick. Here we have this big white kick, which again is identical. Moving on, we have this really stacked bridge. So, first things first, we're gonna start with the bass. Here, I've gone with the A&A bass guitar preset, Impurity. Next, we're gonna add a guitar. I've remade this guitar using the Young Glass preset in Apple Guitar SE, to which I cut a lot of the low and end frequencies, and in the mixer I've added some RC20 retro color and a parametric EQ2 to cut some of the bass frequencies again. And we're also gonna need another pattern later on. Moving on, we're gonna add a subtle choir. Here I've gone with the Choir 1 preset in Xenology Pro, to which I added fruity chorus and RC20 retro color. And now, what I want to break down with you guys, probably the most complicated thing to get right in this breakdown, this harp right here. It wasn't as much as to figure out the preset as to figure out the pattern. So to take you guys through the whole process, first I isolated this segment right here, after which I selected make unique as sample and I reversed it. So it sounds like this after. Still way too hard to figure out the pattern, so I half-timed it. Again, too hard to figure out, so I half-timed it again. Here I could figure out most of the notes, but I checked the Melodyne just to be sure, and this was the result that I got. So yeah, the pattern that turned up didn't really sound like it. So I decided to try again by hearing the notes on my own, and in the end I ended up with something like this. And for this pattern, I went with the modified power and progress plug preset in 0, to which I added Fruity Chorus, Fruity Phaser, Fruity Flanger and RC20 Retro Color. Now, once I've added these effects, I've rendered the file as audio and I double timed it. So, this is the before and the after. Now, for the following verse, we're going to need to add the choir again. Here we've gone with the same preset as before, but this time we've added some different plugins in the mixer. More specifically, Fruity Chorus, Valhalla Room, RC20 Retro Color and Fruity Parametric EQ2. And now we only have one more sound to cover, which is this third choir right here. I've remade this choir using the Pop Male Oz preset in Omnisphere, to which I added another vintage EQ2 and a vintage compressor. So with this, the breakdown is ready. So without no further ado, here's the final result. I really enjoyed making this breakdown, really had a great connection with the song, and I had a lot of fun with the synths and the guitar. So, with that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe, and if you want to see more of these breakdowns, stay tuned, because there are more of them on the way. Until then, see you next time.